Right now, completely behind the scenes of your daily life, something huge is happening. A massive, high-stakes upgrade is underway, and it's touching the very foundations of how you bank, how you pay for things, and even how you're insured against disaster. So let's pull back that curtain and see what's really going on.
Look, to put it really simply, the entire digital and financial world you use every single day, it's being rebuilt while you're using it. This is so much more than a software update. We're talking about a fundamental rewiring of the systems that manage our money and our data. And yeah, the goal is a faster, smarter world, but the process, well, it's incredibly complex, and honestly, it's filled with risk.
And that brings us to the big, scary question at the heart of this whole thing. With everything so deeply interconnected, we're talking finance, technology, insurance, all tangled up, a failure in one spot could set off a domino effect. So what happens if this grand experiment, this massive high-wire act, actually slips?
To really get why this crazy upgrade is happening right now, you gotta look at the immense pressure on the systems we already have. The old, stable foundations that we've relied on for decades, they're being stressed out like never before.
It used to be that risks were, more contained, simpler. But that world is gone. Now, we're dealing with challenges that are systemic, that are all tied together, and they are wildly unpredictable. Think large-scale cyber attacks or the massive financial fallout from climate change. These aren't just isolated problems anymore. They are system-wide pressures that are forcing a total, ground-up rethink. Just let this number sink in for a second. For the fourth year in a row, insured losses from natural disasters have soared past $100 billion. That's not a fluke. That's the new normal. It's a recurring financial shockwave that is forcing the insurance industry, a cornerstone of our economy, to completely reinvent itself just to stay afloat. So how in the world do you fight these massive, complex new problems? Well, the answer, for pretty much every industry, is artificial intelligence. It's being rolled out as the ultimate tool to manage all this risk and find patterns in the chaos. But, as we're about to see, AI is a classic double-edged sword. Okay, so what does AI-driven data modeling actually mean? Think of it like this. You feed an AI just unbelievable amounts of data from the past. It learns what fraud looks like, how customers act, what tiny factors lead to an insurance claim, and then it uses that knowledge to make predictions, right now in real time. It can spot tiny shifts and new tactics that a human analyst, no matter how good, would almost certainly miss. And the potential upside here is just huge. Companies like Visa are already using AI to check if a transaction is risky as it's happening. In insurance, AI can slash claims costs by up to 30%. What you get is more security, way more efficiency, and let's be real, a massive competitive edge for the companies that nail this. The power of AI it's undeniable, but every powerful new technology brings its own baggage, its own new set of problems. So you have to stop and ask, what's the real cost of relying so heavily on these incredibly complex automated systems?
And the downsides? They're serious. Whole career paths, like insurance underwriting, are being automated, which is a huge disruption for the workforce. Governments are scrambling to write new rules for privacy and data. The algorithms themselves can have hidden biases baked in, creating really unfair outcomes. And then, looming over all of it is the threat of quantum computing, which could, theoretically, make all of today's encryption totally useless overnight, leaving all this data exposed.
Now, this technological arms race isn't just happening inside some corporate headquarters. It's actively reshaping our day-to-day financial lives. It's creating a whole new rulebook for how money moves around the planet. The end goal is what the experts are calling frictionless payments. And it all starts with us, the consumers. We expect things to be instant and easy, right? Well, that demand has sparked this intense competition from fintechs and tech giants, forcing the old school banks to adapt or die. And now, the tech to make it all happen securely, things like AI fraud detection and using your face to log in, is finally here. The result? A completely new payment ecosystem.
And here's what that future could actually look like for you. Forget waiting 2 or 3 days for your paycheck to clear. By 2029, we could be looking at a 10-second paycheck. The second your shift ends, bam, the money's in your account. This isn't science fiction.
This is the real, tangible result of the digital plumbing being built as we speak.
But this whole shift goes way beyond just making payments faster. That digital wallet on your phone, it's quickly turning into your new digital identity. Seriously, it's evolving from just a simple app for transactions into the main place that holds everything, from your credit cards to, eventually, your driver's license or passport. So just as payments are getting faster and faster, the world of risk is getting more and more unpredictable. And that is forcing the insurance industry, which is literally built on predicting things, to tear up its old playbook and start over. Okay, so the old way, traditional insurance, you know how it works. It's slow. A disaster happens, an adjuster has to come out, you wait, you fill out forms, it takes forever. The new model, called parametric insurance, is a completely different game. It just uses data as a trigger. So, for example, if a weather agency confirms a Category 4 hurricane hit your area, a payout is automatically sent. No adjuster, no waiting. It's just done.
And the real-world impact of this is it's profound. This isn't about convenience. For some people, it's about survival. A farmer who gets money the day after a flood can replant immediately and save their entire livelihood. That kind of rapid response, getting cash right when you need it the most, is something traditional insurance just wasn't built for.
So, what's holding all this up? The AI models, the instant payments, the data triggers? Well, it's all running on a massive infrastructure of cloud computing that's owned by just a handful of tech giants. And believe me, they are waging a high-stakes war for dominance. Welcome to the Cloud Wars. Yeah, Amazon's AWS has been the leader for a long time. But look at this. Microsoft has aggressively pushed its Azure platform to grab nearly a quarter of the entire global market. They are locked in this fierce head-to-head battle with Amazon and Google to control the digital backbone that powers literally everything, from your Netflix account to the global financial system. And then you have these even bigger, wilder gambles, like what Meta is doing. Sure, most of its spending goes to its money-making apps like Facebook and Instagram. But a massive 21% is being poured directly into Reality Labs. That's their huge bet on the metaverse. I mean, that is an incredible amount of money to throw at a future that is anything but guaranteed. And if you want to put a price tag on that bet, just look at this number. In 2024 alone, the Reality Labs division lost over $17 billion. That's not revenue, that's the loss. It just shows you the mind-boggling scale of the investment and the risk that Meta is taking to build what it hopes is the next version of the internet.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This comes straight from the horse's mouth. In its own official government filings, Meta lays out the risk in plain English. They straight up admit the metaverse might not pan out the way they hope, and that whether people will even want it is, and I quote, uncertain. It's a multi-billion-dollar bet with no guarantee it'll ever pay off.
So all of this brings us right back to where we started. We are in the middle of a massive, high-stakes upgrade of our world, driven by new pressures and powered by incredible new technologies. It promises a world of amazing efficiency and convenience. But as technology completely rewrites the rules of our economy, it leaves us with one final crucial question. Who's watching out for the rest of us? Who is making sure that this new system is built to be fair, secure, and stable for everyone, and not just for the people building it?